taken on the report by 10th of January. Thank you. Next item.
Item 7, motion for a resolution of Parliament to pass a vote of censure against Honorable Persis Namuganza Princess, State Minister for Lands, Housing and Urban Development, Housing, pursuant to Rule 1097 of the Rules of Procedure.
I need order. Colleagues, can I have order, please? Can I have order? Colleagues, after the committee had submitted the report, the Committee on Rules, regarding the alleged misconduct of Honorable Namuganza, the Honorable Namuganza, please, can I have order in the House? Do I have parliaments in Parliament? Let's listen to one another so that you can get what I'm telling you properly. So, the Honorable Namuganza in the midst raised the point of procedure on sub judice, on which I made a ruling, because admitted on the floor, she said she had not yet served Parliament. And she said she was looking for Father Charles Onen. And I told her that indeed, Rule 8 of our Rules of Procedure does not allow me to run the House on anticipation. If you're looking for Father Charles Onen, you haven't served, you haven't done anything, I don't know anything about your matter. I've seen several media interviews here and there, but we expect that during our work, to be abused, to be bashed, to be, so that happens. But she went ahead and wrote to the Speaker about the same, which I felt I should bring on the record of Parliament, so that everything is very clear. The letter is dated 12th of December, 2022. And my claim of sub judice against the debate on the report of the Committee on Rules, Privileges and Discipline of Parliament and the censure process amidst the ongoing Constitutional Court case, Constitutional Petition number 41 of 2002, Namuganza Persis Princess versus Honorable Reverend Father Charles Onen and the Attorney General. Reference is made to the above captioned matter and to the ongoing exercise and process of censuring me from office of Minister of State for Lands, Housing and Urban Development, and I write to you as follows. That the Committee on Rules, Privileges and Discipline tabled a report on the floor of Parliament, and I, being aggrieved by the process that led to the report, filed a suit before the Constitutional Court of Uganda, challenging the constitutionality of the actions and omissions of the committee chaired by Honorable Reverend Father Charles Onen, Member of Parliament and Vice Chairperson of the said committee. That on the 7th December 2022, while Parliament was in session, I objected to the debate of the above captioned report on grounds of sub judice. I laid on table and informed the Speaker and Parliament before the debate ensued that I had filed a constitutional petition number 41 of 2022 challenging the actions and omissions that led to the report, and the petition is pending determination, and that the debate was barred by the rule of sub judice. Service of the court process was effected upon the Attorney General as required by law. A copy of the received notice of presentation of the petition is attached and marked L. To my dismay, the Deputy Speaker, who chaired parliamentary session of the 7th December 2022, proceeded to lead the House to debate and adopt the report and recommend censure process against me in total disregard of rules of procedure of Parliament as well as court case, which act impedes the Constitution and the rule of law. For avoidance of doubt, Rule 73, Sub-Rule 1 of the Rules of Procedure of Parliament of Uganda provide that a member shall not refer to any particular matter which is sub judice. Rule 73, Sub-Rule 2 thereof provides that a matter shall be considered sub judice if it is if it refers to active criminal or civil proceedings. Furthermore, Rule 73 Sub-Rule 7E provides that civil proceedings shall be deemed active when arrangements for hearing, such as setting down matters for hearing, have been made until the proceedings are ended by judgment or settlement or withdrawn. I wish to inform you that there are active civil proceedings in form of the constitutional petition pending hearing in the Constitutional Court of Uganda, a fact that you and all members of Parliament are aware of, as I informed the House on the 7th December 2022 and tabled proof to that effect. Despite the above knowledge, you have allowed the members of Parliament to discuss, execute, and implement the recommendations of the impugning report, which is a subject of active court proceedings, and the process of has already been cleared by the Office of the Clerk to Parliament to censure me from office. A copy of the censure motion is attached and marked B. It is unfortunate that this is being executed in total disregard of the rules of procedure of Parliament and in breach of my constitutional rights. I have a right to disagree with the report of the Committee on Rules, Privileges and Discipline. And above all, like any other Ugandan, I have a right to seek redress from courts of law as I did in this particular matter. The purpose of this letter, therefore, is to humbly inform you that the matter is sub judice, and also to request you to prevail over the Parliament of Uganda, bracket its staff and all the members of Parliament, to desist, refrain themselves and restrain them from discussing, debating, executing, and deliberating on the plans to implement the recommendation to commence my censure as a Minister of State, so that the courts of law are given the opportunity to decide the sweep and promote the rule of law. The deliberations will not only affect a fair determination of the matter in court, but will render the court case nugatory. I undertake to provide further justification if so required by the Speaker. Yours faithfully, Namuganza Persis Princess, Minister of State Housing, Bukono County, MP. This is the Honorable Namuganza writing to the Speaker of Parliament, challenging my ruling. So the Speaker has responded. I'm also going to read to you the response from the Speaker, whom she appealed to. Because I want us to do things in the open. I don't want to be receiving letters as if 19th December 2022, Speaker's Chambers, 19th December 2022, Honorable Namuganza Persis. Allegation of sub judice on the matter of the adoption and execution of the report and recommendation of the Committee on Rules, Privileges and Discipline. I refer to you as contained in reference LAD/12/1222 dated 12th December 2022. Colleagues, I allowed free sitting. So you can share. We are handling serious matters, colleagues. Let's not allow to be distracted. In your letter above mentioned, you requested the House and its members and staff to refrain from doing or permitting the doing of any action by the House that would be sub judice to a constitutional petition number 41 of 2022 filed by you. I have carefully studied the matter and I wish to guide as follows. 1. On 7th December 2022, my colleague, the Deputy, Honorable Mahanga, I need the rope to... On 7th December 2022, my colleague, the Deputy, ruled on the allegation of sub judice as raised by you in accordance with Rule 73 of the Rules of Procedure of Parliament. The discretion given by the Speaker to determine the instances where Rule 73 applies is meant to shield the House from dilatory tactics adopted by a party intent on precluding a matter formally debated in the House for the simple reason that is before the courts. The courts of law have on numerous occasions ruled that a matter is not sub judice where the petitioner reigned court after Parliament had commenced investigations into the matter. The court matter must have been filed prior to the commencement of the parliamentary inquiry. In this case, your petition was filed in court after the notice of motion of censure had been duly served on the clerk to Parliament. At that stage, no matter was pending before court, and the notice of motion for censure could not prejudice a court matter which was not yet lodged in court. 2, I would like to guide you further that the Speaker of Parliament is clothed with the discretionary powers under Rule 73, Sub-Rule 5 of the Rules of Procedure to determine whether the matter is sub judice or not. A decision by the Deputy Speaker was delivered on 7th December 2022 after thorough consideration of your petition. I therefore find that your letter is a veiled effort to challenge and or appeal against the decision of the Speaker without following the provisions of Rule 87, Sub-Rule 2 of the Rules of Procedure. In light of the above mandatory provisions, Panado, you can, you have to keep quiet when the Speaker is speaking. Provisions of Rule 87, Sub-Rule 2 of the Rules of Procedure of Parliament, I'm unable to address the matters in your letter dated 12th December 2022. Anita Among, Speaker of Parliament. So I wanted to show that that matter is settled. Colleagues, whenever a Speaker makes a ruling and you're not satisfied, you just refer to Rule 87, Sub-Rule 2, where you give notice of a motion to challenge the ruling of the Speaker. You don't go on radio, you don't write letters, you don't go on TV. So, but I felt this need is to go on record. So with that out of the way, honorable members, this item that we've read is governed by Article 118 of the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda and Rule 109 of the Rules of Procedure. These two provisions elaborate the procedure to be followed to process the item. While Article 118 of the Constitution empowers Parliament to pass a vote of censure against a minister on any of the grounds provided therein, Rule 1091 requires a member who is desirous of moving a motion against a minister to notify the clerk in writing of his or her intention, citing the ground for the proposed censure motion and giving detailed particulars supporting such a grounds. This was done by Honorable Okot John Amos, MP for Gago North County, via a notice dated 9th December 2022. In compliance with Rule 109, Sub-Rule 2, the clerk, upon receipt of the notice of censure, notified Parliament by causing the notice, the grounds and particulars supporting the grounds of the proposed censure motion to be pinned on the member's notice board. Upon notifying Parliament, the clerk Parliament went ahead to prepare and deposit with Sergeant at Arms a list of all members of Parliament with an open space against each name for purposes of appending signatures as required by Rule 1093 of the Rules of Procedure. The list is required to be with the Sergeant at Arms for a duration of 10 working days, within which signatures of at least a third of the members should have been corrected. I perused through the list prepared and posted with the Sergeant at Arms, and it is entitled Signatures in Support of the Censure Motion against Honorable Namuganza Princess, Minister of State for Lands, Housing and Urban Development in the Republic of Uganda. I've checked through the list. Honorable Amos had a list that beat the deadline and a list that was beyond the deadline. So the list that was beyond the deadline was reaching 259 members who had signed, but the list that I verified that beat the deadline had 196 members. The requirement for a motion to be tabled is 176 members. So meaning he went beyond the threshold by 20 members. So that leaves me with no option but to allow the motion to be tabled on the floor of the House. 097 requires the Speaker, on receipt of the proposed censure motion, grounds and particulars supporting the grounds and supporting signatures, as in the instant case, not to cause the proposed motion to be placed on the order paper for consideration at the next working day. Yesterday, the clerk to Parliament served me, and within 24 hours, as per our rules, I have to call the House and ensure that the motion is tabled on the floor. These are issues provided for in the rules. It's not my discretion. I couldn't have any other to say I wait after Christmas, I wait for a year. No. I follow the timeline as provided for in the law. Having received cited documents yesterday, the next working day was today. So, and with all, after reading through all the documents, I now formally invite the Chief Petitioner, Honorable Court Amos, to formally move the censure motion and lay all supporting documents on the table, and also guide that each document so laid shall be endorsed by the clerk. Honorable Amos, I invite you, and colleagues, this motion, according to Article 118 of the Constitution, Clause 5, is not subject to debate. Today is not subject to debate. The law requires that after receiving this motion today in the House, okay, you get a copy of your Constitution, Honorable colleague. Yes, that's why Honorable Macho is looking at me. I'm telling him to get his copy of the Constitution. After tabling of the motion, within 72 hours, I have to write to the President. I write to the President to inform his minister that Parliament intends to censure the minister, clearly showing the grounds, the signatures, and supporting documents. And then, thereafter, is within 14 days after informing the President, I have to appoint a select committee which will investigate and give the Honorable person Namuganza a chance to come and defend herself. Okay? I'm taking rules because some of you might say, hey, I've come to give my vote today, might come to protest today, I might, no, the process has just started. Okay? So then after, that is when we shall receive the report of the committee and the House will vote on the report of the committee. For avoidance of doubt, for people to think today I've not allowed the debate, Article 118 of Article 5 says the motion for the resolution of censure shall not be debated until the expiry of 30 days after the petition was sent to the President. So, the writing of the President, we shall be serving the Honorable Namuganza through the President. So the role of the President at this stage is to inform his minister. The reason being, you might look for the minister to serve and you don't get her. So the moment you deliver to the appointing authority, you have served the minister responsible. So Honorable Okotamos, I invite. I read the letter from the clerk. Okay? The 22nd December 2022, the Right Honorable Speaker, Parliament of Uganda, notes of censure against Honorable Namuganza Princess, Minister of State for Lands, Housing and Urban Development. On 9th December 2022, I received a written notification from Honorable Court John Amos, MP Agago North County, of his intention to move a censure motion against Honorable Person Namuganza. Upon receipt of the said notice of censure, I notified members of Parliament by causing the notice of the proposed censure motion to be pinned on the members' notice board, according to Rule 1092 of the Rules of Procedure of Parliament. At the same time, I further caused to be prepared and posted with the Sergeant at Arms the list of all members of Parliament with an open space against each name for purposes of appending of signatures according to Rule 109, Sub-Rule 3 of the Rules of Procedure. I have this 22nd day of December 2022 received a list of members who have appended their signatures signifying their support for the proposed motion from the Sergeant at Arms numbering 196. In accordance with Rule 109, Sub-Rule 5 of the Rules of Procedure, I hereby forward to you the notice of censure together with the list of members who have appended their signatures, signifying support to the motion for your further management. Adolf Mwesige, Clerk to Parliament. Thank you. Honorable Amos.
Thank you, the Right Honorable Speaker and honorable colleagues. Honorable Speaker, I want to thank you so much for, first of all, giving all the details, explanation that you have given now. And number two, I beg to move a motion for resolution of Parliament to pass a vote of censure against Honorable Princess Namuganza, Princess, State Minister for Lands, Housing and Urban Development. Just like you have quoted, I move under rules, under Articles 118 of the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda, as amended 1995, and Rules 106 and 109 of the Rules of Procedure of Parliament of Uganda. Mr. Speaker, whereas that Article 111 of the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda establishes a cabinet consisting of the President, the Vice President, and such number of ministers as may appear to the President to be reasonably necessary for the efficient running of the state. Mr. Speaker, aware that the President of the Republic of Uganda, according to the Constitution's Articles 113 and 114, appointed Honorable Princess Namuganza, Princess, Member of Parliament, Bukono County, Namutumba District, the State Minister of Lands, State Minister for Lands, Housing and Urban Development. Noting that Parliament, while considering the report of the ad hoc committee on the Nakawa land allocations, found that Honorable Princess Namuganza, Princess, abused her office and authority by directing Uganda Land Commission to allocate land to entities while purporting to communicate presidential directives which were non-existent, and resolved that Honorable Princess Namuganza, Princess, be held accountable for abuse of office. Concerned that following the resolution of Parliament on the 21st, 22nd and of May 2022, and again on the 12th and 13th July 2022, Honorable Princess Namuganza, Princess, made statements
his motion. Okay? If Honorable Basarira.
Right, Honourable Speaker, maybe just to clarify, the princess's name or title for purposes of the record.
I'm informed it's in the Gazette. No, whether title, whether what, I don't know, but it's in the Gazette. So let's go on.
It will be befitting for
Honorable Amos, please focus on your motion.
Mr. Speaker, concerned that following the resolution of Parliament on the 21st, 22nd May 2022, and again on the 12th and 13th July 2022, Honorable Princess Namuganza, Princess, made statements about Parliament in the media and social media, attacking the operations of Parliament, questioning the powers of Parliament, the integrity of the presiding officers of Parliament, and imputing improper motive to Parliament and its presiding officers. Further concerned that the statements made by Honorable Princess Namuganza, Princess, were derogatory and were found by Parliament to amount to gross misconduct and misbehavior, an affront to the dignity of Parliament, denigrating public trust and confidence in the authority and integrity of the office of the Speaker, members of Parliament, and the institutions of Parliament, and brought the House and its members into disrepute, and our conduct was in breach of the Code of Conduct for the members of Parliament as enumerated in the Appendix F of the Rules of Procedure of Parliament, paragraphs 2, 3, 4, and 5, and constituted contempt of Parliament. Now, therefore, be it resolved that Parliament passes a vote of censure against Honorable Princess Namuganza Princess, the State Minister for Lands, Housing, and Urban Development, on grounds of misbehavior and misconduct, and also refusing to understand parliamentary works. I beg to move the Right Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. In the motion, yes. Honorable Katoto, Honorable Chumosho, Honorable Rauben, Honorable Macho, Honorable Vasari, Honorable Kupa, Honorable Mwishiche, Akor, Ruse Akero, Honorable Nebanda, Honorable Timugiv, Honorable Christine, Busia, Arua, Butareja, Segumire, Fox. Yes.